It is a great satisfaction to greet you again. I hope you and your pet are well. Today we will talk about the following: signs and symptoms of indigestion in dogs. When it comes to indigestion, or gastric problems in dogs, the unpleasant symptoms are often all too obvious. And while all breeds are prone to stomach problems from time to time, there are clinical signs that indicate a more serious gastric problem. 1. What is canine indigestion? Since dogs' diets are relatively unvaried, it's easy to forget that, just like humans, they are susceptible to gastric upset. Any dog owner knows that pups will eat pretty much anything they can get their paws on. However, dogs don't exactly have the steel stomach we often assume they do. All that said, the average case of canine indigestion is simply gastric upset that arises from eating the wrong food, too much food, or too much of a certain type of food. For example, your pup may eat the wrong food if he has a food allergy. Alternatively, your dog may have overestimated his own digestive capabilities and eaten something inedible, e.g., a household item such as a sponge, or something toxic to dogs, e.g., grapes. Another possible cause of indigestion in dogs is that your dog is getting used to a new type of food or that the fiber content of his food is not high enough. Adult dog diets should be between 2.5% and 4.5% fiber. If all else is ruled out, stress, due to a change in the household, such as moving or the arrival of a new pet, or an underlying illness or infection may be to blame. Regardless of the cause, when your dog suffers from indigestion, you may notice symptoms similar to those you would have. These include: the dog produces a lot of saliva and gags. The dog continually licks his muzzle. Vomiting and food is undigested or partially digested. Discomfort and not as active as usual. Dog is restless and keeps looking for a comfortable position. Lack of appetite. Diarrhea. Bloated stomach. Bad breath. Eating grass. Gas. If your dog seems to be experiencing any type of GI upset, it's best to see a vet to get to the bottom of the problem and help your pet find relief. 2. Why does indigestion occur in dogs? Typically, standard canine indigestion comes down to 3 key gastric issues. Excessive stomach acid buildup. When the body is functioning properly, the stomach uses this powerful substance to break down food into nutrients and waste, as well as aiding the digestive process. However, indigestion occurs when your pup's stomach starts producing too much stomach acid. Inflammation of the stomach. This can cause muscle contractions that lead to vomiting. After a few days of withholding and then gradually reintroducing food, and possibly using prescription anti-vomiting medication, your pup should recover naturally. Inflammation of the intestine. Similarly, this causes muscle contractions within the intestines that speed up the passage of stomach contents through the digestive tract, leaving very little time for fluids to be properly absorbed in the intestines. This is what causes diarrhea, similar to irritable bowel syndrome in humans. Interestingly, studies show that as dogs age, their stomachs become more sensitive when it comes to digesting certain nutrients. Additionally, older dogs are at a higher risk of developing other medical conditions that can cause GI upset. 3. How to prevent canine indigestion. The best thing you can do is make sure your dog only eats the recommended serving of his dog food each day. Table scraps, especially foods that are high in fat, low in fiber, or even toxic to dogs, are one of the leading causes of indigestion. Once you've found a dog food that your pup likes, you should stick with it and make sure you don't over or under portion. While dog treats are perfectly fine in most cases, it's also important to consider giving them in moderation. Also, make sure your dog always has enough water available to stay hydrated and support smooth digestion. Lastly, pay attention to factors like stress or potential allergies and avoid them as best you can. It is a pleasure to inform you and help you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you should do it now. Take care of yourself and your furry friend. A hug, and until the next video.